Welcome all. In this video, we are going to solve sums of exercise 5.1 of chapter 5, Continuity and Differentiability of class 12th NCERT. We'll start from question number 17. So let us start. 17th question says, find the relationship between A and B so that the function f defined by f of x equal to ax plus 1 if x less than equal to 3, bx plus 3 if x greater than 3 is continuous at x equal to 3. हमें यहाँ पर a और b के बीच में एक रिलेशन फाइंड आउट करना है so that फंक्शन जो हमें ये दिया हुआ है वो कंटिन्यूअस हो at x equal to 3 पे. So now function is given to us as f of x equal to ax plus 1 if x less than equal to 3 and bx plus 3 if x greater than 3. Also the function is continuous at x equal to 3. So we will evaluate left hand limit and right hand limit at x equal to 3. तो left hand limit क्या होगी इसकी? Limit x tend to 3 minus f of x. For left hand limit, we take f of x equal to ax plus 1. Left hand limit के लिए हम function की value क्या put करेंगे? ax plus 1. Because in the function it is given that for x less than 3, the value of the function is ax plus 1. So left hand limit will be limit x tend to 3 ax plus 1. Put x equal to 3 तो लिमिट आ गई 3a plus 1. Similarly, right hand limit at x equal to 3 is limit x tend to 3 plus f of x. Now again from function we can see for x greater than 3, that is if we approach 3 from points greater than 3, the value of the function is bx plus 3. So right hand limit will be limit x tend to 3 bx plus 3. So put x equal to 3, we will get 3b plus 3. Now the function is continuous at x equal to 3. So left hand limit should be equal to right hand limit. So putting the value 3a plus 1 is equal to 3b plus 3. Taking 3b to left hand side, 3a minus 3b equal to, take 1 to right hand side equal to 3 minus 1. So 3a minus 3b equal to 2. Or taking 3 out and taking to right hand side or dividing the equation by 3, we get a minus b equal to 2 by 3, which is the required relationship between a and b. So this was the 17th question. Now 18th question says, for what value of lambda is the function defined by f of x equal to lambda bracket x square minus 2x if x is less than equal to 0 and 4x plus 1 if x is greater than 0, continuous at x equal to 0. What about continuity at x equal to 1? Now here we have to find the value of lambda. हमें lambda की value निकालनी है और हमें condition क्या दी है कि किस value के लिए जो ये लैम्डा है, लैम्डा की किस वैल्यू के लिए ये जो फंक्शन है वो कंटिन्यूअस होगा एट x इक्वल टू 0. वी हैव टू फाइंड आउट. And secondly, we have to check whether the function is continuous at x equal to 1 or not. Now function is f of x equal to lambda bracket x square minus 2x if x is less than equal to 0 and 4x plus 1 if x is greater than 0. Now 0 पर हम लेफ्ट हैंड लिमिट और राइट हैंड लिमिट निकालते हैं. तो लेफ्ट हैंड लिमिट क्या होगी? लिमिट x टेंड टू 0 माइनस f of x. लेफ्ट हैंड लिमिट के लिए फंक्शन क्या रहेगा? लैम्डा ब्रैकेट x स्क्वायर माइनस 2x फ्रॉम द गिवन फंक्शन. तो लेफ्ट हैंड लिमिट आ गई limit x tend to 0 lambda into x square minus 2x. So putting x equal to 0, we get lambda into 0 which is equal to 0. So left hand limit is 0. Now right hand limit is equal to limit x tend to 0 plus f of x. So again from the given function If we approach 0 from right hand side from points greater than 0, the value of the function is 4x plus 1. So it becomes limit x tend to 0, 4x plus 1. Again putting x equal to 0, we get 4 into 0 plus 1, which is equal to 1. Now it is clear that left hand limit and right hand limit are not equal at x equal to 0. So we can say f is not continuous at x equal to 0, and hence there is no real value of lambda for which f is continuous. That means ऐसी lambda की कोई भी value exist नहीं करती जिसके लिए function f continuous हो at x equal to 0. Now at x equal to 1, we will check the continuity. f of x की value x equal to 1 पे कितनी होगी? 4x plus 1. Because in the given function, if x is greater than 0, f of x is 4x plus 1. So f of 1 will be, put x equal to 1, so it becomes 4 into 1 plus 1, that is 5. Now left hand limit is equal to limit x tend to 1 minus f of x. That will be equal to लिमिट x टेंड टू 1 4x plus 1. फंक्शन जो है लेफ्ट हैंड लिमिट के लिए 4x plus 1 ही होगा क्योंकि x greater than 0 के लिए फंक्शन की वैल्यू क्या है 4x plus 1. तो if we approach 1 from points less than 1, then also the value of the function will remain same 4x plus 1. So it becomes 4 into 1 plus 1, that is 5. और राइट हैंड लिमिट के अगर हम इवेलुएट करते हैं तब भी हमारा फंक्शन की वैल्यू क्या रहेगी 4x plus 1. So it again gives us 4 into 1 plus 1, that is 5. So we can conclude that left hand limit is equal to right hand limit is equal to value of the function at x equal to 1. So f is continuous at x equal to 1. So now the next question. Next question says, show that the function defined by g of x equal to x minus bracket x is discontinuous at all integral points. Here bracket x denotes the greatest integer less than or equal to x. अब इसमें हमें function दिया है gx equal to x minus bracket x, where bracket x क्या है greatest integer function. So we have to show that this function gx is not continuous at all integral points. Now gx हमें दिया है x minus bracket x. Consider c, let c be an integer. अब हम इसमें left hand limit और right hand limit evaluate करते हैं. तो left hand limit क्या होगी? Limit x tend to c minus x minus greatest integer function bracket x. Now, if we approach c from points less than c, so value of the greatest integer function will be c minus 1. So limit becomes, putting x equal to c minus greatest integer function of c will be c minus 1, because the value of x is less than c. We are approaching c from points less than c. So it becomes bracket अगर हम ओपन करेंगे तो c minus c plus 1, c से c कैंसिल होकर लेफ्ट हैंड लिमिट आ गई 1. Now evaluating right hand limit, that becomes limit x tend to c plus x minus bracket x, that is greatest integer function of x. So this is equal to, now we are approaching c from points greater than c. So greatest integer value उसकी क्या होगी c. So it becomes c minus c, that is 0. So we can say that left hand limit is 1 and right hand is 0. So they are not equal. So if left hand limit and right hand limit are not equal, we can say that f is not continuous for all integers. Now see the next question. 20th question says, is the function defined by f of x equal to x square minus sin x plus 5 continuous at x equal to pi. अब यहाँ हमें फंक्शन दिया है x square minus sin x plus 5 and we have to tell कि क्या ये फंक्शन continuous है at x equal to pi or not. So at x equal to pi, f of pi is equal to pi square minus sin pi plus 5. Now sin pi की वैल्यू 0 होती है तो it becomes pi square minus 0 plus 5, that is equal to pi square plus 5. Now हम इसमें अब लेफ्ट हैंड लिमिट और राइट हैंड लिमिट निकालते हैं. left hand limit is equal to limit x tend to pi minus f of x. So putting value of f of x, it becomes limit x tend to pi minus x square minus sin x plus 5. Now x tends to pi minus, so put x equal to pi minus h. So when x approaches pi, h approaches 0. तो limit becomes limit h tend to 0. x की जगह हम रखेंगे pi minus h, so it becomes pi minus h whole square minus sine of pi minus h plus 5. Now open the bracket, apply the formula a minus b whole square, so it becomes limit h tend to 0, pi square plus h square minus 2 pi h minus sine pi minus h will become, apply the formula for sine x minus y, sine pi cos h minus cos pi sine h plus 5. Now again open the bracket, it becomes pi square plus h square minus 2 pi h minus sine pi is 0, so it becomes 0, and cos pi is minus 1, so minus minus plus sin h, और बाहर भी minus है तो minus sin h plus 5. Now put h equal to 0, so it becomes pi square plus 5. Now right hand limit is limit x tend to pi plus f of x, so it becomes limit x tend to pi plus x square minus sin x plus 5. Now here put x equal to pi plus h, then as x tend to pi, x approaches pi, h approaches 0. So limit हो जाएगी h tend to 0, and in place of x put pi plus h, so it becomes pi plus h whole square minus sine pi plus h plus 5. Now apply the formula for a plus b whole square and sine of x plus y. So it becomes pi square plus h square plus 2 pi h minus sin pi cos h plus cos pi sin h plus 5. Now open the bracket. So pi square plus h square plus 2 pi h, sin pi is 0 and cos pi minus 1. So minus minus will become plus sin h plus 5. Now apply the limit, put h equal to 0. So it becomes pi square plus 5. So we can see that left hand limit is equal to right hand limit is equal to value of the function at x equal to pi. So f is continuous at x equal to pi. Now consider next question. Discuss the continuity of the following functions. First is f of x equal to sin x plus cos x. Second part, f of x equal to sin x minus cos x, and third is f of x equal to sin x into cos x. So for a part, see the answer. F of x is sin x plus cos x here. Take f1 as sin x and f2 as cos x. Now we will show that both sin x and cos x are continuous. For f1, let c be any real number. Then f1c is equal to sin c. Now evaluating the left hand limit, limit x tend to c minus sin x. So put x equal to c minus h. Now when x tend to c, h tend to 0. So limit becomes limit h tend to 0 sin of c minus h. X की जगह हम c minus h put करेंगे. Now apply the formula for sin x minus y. So it becomes sin c cos h minus cos c sin h. Now apply the limit h equal to 0. So it remains, it will become sin c, क्योंकि cos 0 1 होता है और sin 0 0 होता है. इसी तरह राइट हैंड लिमिट होगी लिमिट x टेंड टू c प्लस साइन ऑफ x. सो पुट x इक्वल टू c प्लस h. So when x tend to c, h tend to 0. So limit becomes limit h tend to 0 sine of c plus h. Now again open the bracket, apply the formula sine of x plus y. So it becomes limit h tend to 0 sine c cos h plus cos c sine h. Now apply the limit h equal to 0. So it becomes sin c cos 0 plus cos c sin 0. Now cos 0 is 1 and sin 0 is 0, so it becomes sin c. Now we can conclude that left hand limit is equal to right hand limit is equal to value of the function at c. So we can say f1 is continuous for all real numbers. Now again for f2 we can see that it is also continuous. f2c will be cos c. Now left hand limit, limit x tend to c minus cos x, which can be written as limit h tend to 0 as above, जैसे हमने ऊपर किया cos c minus h. Now cos c minus h को हम ओपन करेंगे, cos x minus y का फॉर्मूला लगाएंगे. So it becomes limit h tend to 0 cos c cos h plus sin c sin h. Now put h equal to 0, so it becomes cos c cos 0 plus sin c sin 0, which is equal to cos c. Now right hand limit, limit x tend to c plus cos x, which can be written as limit h tend to 0 cos c plus h, which can be written as limit h tend to 0 cos c cos h minus sin c sin h. Now apply the limit h equal to 0, so it becomes cos c. So again we can see that left hand limit is equal to right hand limit is equal to value of the function at c. So we can say that f2 is continuous for all real numbers. Now f1 is continuous, f2 is continuous, so we can say that by algebra of continuous function f1 plus f2, which is equal to f, is also a continuous function for all real numbers. So we can say that f of x equal to sin x plus cos x is a continuous function. Now consider the b part. Again in b part, f of x is given as sin x minus cos x. So again we take f1 as sin x, f2 as cos x. And in above part, in a part, we have proved that sin x and cos x are continuous function, that is f1x and f2x are continuous functions. So by algebra of continuous function, f1x minus f2x is also a continuous function for all real numbers. So we can say that f of x is a continuous function for all real numbers. Now C part, here f of x is given as sin x into cos x. So again f1x, let f1x is sin x and f2x is cos x. Then f1 and f2 both are continuous for all real numbers as proved in part A. So if f1, f2 both are continuous, then f1x into f2x is also a continuous function for all real numbers. So we can say that f of x is a continuous function for all real numbers. So it completes 21st question. And if you find this video useful, please press the like button and subscribe my channel for more videos like this. Thank you.